Hello, good evening. Am I audible? Any doubts, my in yesterday's class? Any doubts? Please let me know if you have any doubts. Otherwise, I'll go for next widget, that is message box. After message box, I'll demonstrate you some projects menu. Okay. Okay, so menu is nothing but I think you know what is meant by menu first of all. Okay, whenever you see in some MS Word or some notepad or anything, you'll find out menu. Okay, so this is a menu. File is there. In file, we have new file, open all these things. Edit is there. This is a menu actually. Okay, so here also I'm trying to create some menu. Okay, like file, I want to create menu item 1. Like edit, I want to create menu item 2. Like format, I want to create menu item 3. This is nothing but a menu. Okay, so in this file also, if you want, you can add some other new file, open, all these things are nothing but we can call it as, these are actually menu items. This is menu, these all are menu items. If you want, you can add. Okay, so in this menu, you can call your own function also. For example, when I click on this menu item 1, I'm supposed to display something. What I am supposed to display? I'm supposed to display this message. You clicked on menu item 1. Then what I'm supposed to do is I'm going to call some function f1. What is f1? F1 is a function, I written something in function 1. F2 is one more function, I written something in F2. F3 is one more function, I written something in F3. So what is the purpose of writing F1, F2, F3? The purpose is I'm going to call this function F1, F2, F3. Okay, when I'm going to do something with the menu items. So on menu item 1, when I'm clicking on menu item 1, this function will be called. Okay, command is equals to F1 means this function will be called. Next, command is equals to F2 means this function will be called. Command is equals to F3 means this function will be called. I'll show you this. So this is your menu item 1, menu item 2, menu item 3. When I click on menu item 3, then you will get a message. You clicked on menu item 3. If I click on menu item 2, you are getting a message. You clicked on menu item 2. If I click on menu item 1, you are clicked on menu item 2. Okay, so like that. How we are getting this? These are based on the function. Here I am calling some function, right? I am calling some function, command. Okay. So based on this function, command only, we are getting this. If I click on menu item 3, I'm getting menu item 3. Okay. So if we click on menu item 2, you are getting menu item 2. If I click on menu item 1, I'm getting this. I hope you understood, right? Understood? Okay, now? Okay. So now I want to go with message box. Okay. So what is meant by message box and what type of information we can display in message box? Okay, how can we display some normal message? How can we display some warning? How can we display some error? How can we display some question asking? So all these things will be there in message box. Okay, so I'll write some small program so that you can understand what type of things you can display in message box. Okay, so here I'm writing message box for information. For displaying some normal information, I'm writing message box from enter import a star from enter import. So we have separate module called message box. The module name is message box. Okay. Next, I'm going to create some window. Window is equals to enter window dot geometry. Geometry, I can mention some size 800 and 800. This is the size. Okay, so next I am going to write some message box. I want to display some message box. Message box dot show info. Show info. Okay, so what info? I want to display some information. Show info. What information I want to display? I want to display this is a simple message. Okay, so this is the information what I want to display. And finally, I can write window dot main loop. I'll save this. So this is the message box. Okay, what information we got in message box? This is a simple message. So that is what we written here. Okay, so we written same here. This is a simple message. So this is the message box. This entire thing, this box is known as message box. In this message box, we are getting this message. This is a simple message. Understood now? Any doubts? How we are going to display something, some message in message box? We can use this message box for various purposes. Not only for displaying normal information, we'll display some other okay information also. I'll show you. Okay, so you can use the same message box for some other information. So here I want to display some warning. Okay, for warning. I think you know what is meant by warning, right? You'll get warnings in your C program and in other programming languages also. So here instead of show info, just I'll write show warning. Show warning. Okay, and here also on top I'll get show warning. So here I can display this is a simple warning. Okay, so this is the function is I'm calling show warning. Okay, in this show warning function, just I'm displaying this is a simple warning. Okay, so I'll display this warning. This is a warning. Warning means it's a triangle Okay, yellow colored one will get some this symbol. Okay, so not symbol, and this is a warning. Okay, I think you observed what is the difference between warning and a normal message, right? I think you are getting right the difference between warning and a normal message. Are you getting or not? Okay, so where we are going to use means sometimes we are going to use warning only. Sometimes we are going to use some error depending on our requirement. You can display only normal message. Okay, if the information is very we are expecting important information, then we can use okay normal warning type of thing. Okay, so it is mandatory. Then we'll display error. Understood? Understood now? Any doubts? Any doubts, ma? Okay, so now I want to display. Now I want to display some error. Okay, so how can I display an error? So for that we are going to use show error. Okay, so instead of show warning, I am supposed to use show error. Okay, error means already we know it will be appeared in some red color. Okay, so here I will write show error. These are the different types of functions in the message box. Show error. Okay, so show error. So here this is a simple error. Okay, so now I'm going to display this error. Okay, so this is a error. You are getting cross mark with the red color. So in the previous case, I showed you warning. Warning is nothing but we got in yellow color. Okay, with some okay some not symbol. Okay, this is cross symbol with red color. This is nothing but error. I hope all of you are understanding, right? All these notations, how we are going to display some information to the user, whether it is a warning or whether it is a normal message, whether it is an error. Okay, and we'll have some other notations like I want to display some question. Okay, so question is nothing but I want to ask some question. For example, what type of question? You will ask some yes or no. For example, you didn't save some document in your mobile or in your computer. Okay, you are trying to close it. If you are trying to close that document without saving, it's going to ask some question. Do you want to save? Yes, no. So that is nothing but ask a question. So we'll see how this ask question will looks like. Okay, ask question is also one of the function from the message box. So this is for asking question. Asking question. Okay, so here ask the question. So I want to ask question here. It's a do you want to save? Do you want to pick or do you want to save? You can give any question. Here you can give any question. Okay, so this is asking a question. Do you want to quit? Okay, it's asking yes, no. This is asking a question. Okay, you are getting a question mark, and whatever question you want to ask, you can write here. That question will be displayed here, and it will show you yes, no, right? Understood? Okay. Next is sometimes you won't get yes no options. You'll get the options like okay cancel. Okay. So instead of yes no, you are going to get okay cancel options. That is also one type of questioning only, but you are going to give you some options like okay and cancel. Okay. So here for that we are going to call ask okay cancel. So here instead of ask question, you can write ask okay cancel. So this function will give you ask okay cancel, and sometimes okay, it's going to ask you, do you want to continue or do you want to quit? Do you want to continue? So you'll get two options, okay option and as well as cancel option. Okay, so this is also one type of questioning, but in the previous questioning we have yes and no options, but in this questioning I have okay and cancel options. That's the only difference. Okay, so that's why here I written okay cancel, ask okay cancel. We'll have okay and cancel options. Okay, and sometimes you'll find out retry. Okay, retry. For example, okay, your computer is stuck. Okay, it's not going to take any input from you, or your mobile is got stuck. Then what it is going to convey? Then it is going to convey like you retry. Okay, so retry is also one of the method in the message box. Retry. Okay, so here ask retry cancel. Retry cancel. This is one of the method to give you options like okay. So here you can ask like try again, try again. So here you are going to get options like you want to retry, can you try again? So try again means how can I convey to the user by giving an option like a retry. Ask, retry, cancel. So try again. Just I'm going to give you two options. Okay, retry and as well as cancel. So these are the different types of options we are going to use whenever we are going to okay, convey some information or convey some message to the user. These are the different types of messages you can convey to the user. Based on your requirement, you can use all these things. Okay, na? So I hope all of you understood this, right? Okay, any doubts, ma? So these all are the common widgets we are going to use for implementing GUI applications, graphical user interface applications. Okay, so now I'll try to demonstrate some sample projects. Okay, so today and tomorrow I'll demonstrate some sample projects. Some 2 to 3 projects I'll demonstrate. Okay, maybe today I'll demonstrate one project, and tomorrow I'll demonstrate one more project, and tomorrow or Saturday I'll give you some inputs, or you can come up with your own idea. You can come up with your own idea. Okay, you try to implement it. The implementation is that to you. Okay, so that you can implement it. For example, I'll show you some simple ideas, simple projects. I'll show you so that you can get some clarity what type of projects you can do with this core Python knowledge. As I mentioned, if you want to go for a complete project, okay, some major project type of thing, you should have the knowledge of advanced Python also, because if you observe till now, whatever the programs, whatever the topics we discussed so far, we didn't talk about the database. Okay, database is not there in your core Python, but if you know database, then it is very easy for you okay, to develop a some good projects. You can say some major project. You can implement your complete ideas. But with this knowledge also, you can develop some applications, some small applications. Already, some of your friends, okay, in the previous batch, I given some inputs also. So they tried their level best. If you have any that ideas, let me know. Okay, let me show you some simple ideas first of all. Later we'll go for the things. Okay, so this is actually like what we discussed, the forms, like login form. So this is simple login form. Somebody asked me how can we get these colors, how can we get this form. So I'll tell you how can we get these colors. So here, this is nothing but a label, this is nothing but a text box, this is label text box. So here this is nothing but again it's a label and it is a button. Okay, so this is, for example, if I click on login, so what I am getting here, fill the empty fields, fill the empty fields. Okay, so without filling empty fields, if I am trying to click on login button, I'll get an error. Okay, this is nothing but the message. So now I'll give a username. I'm not entering password. I'll click on login. Okay, so then it is again asking me fill the empty fields. I entered some password. If I click on login, then it is giving me wrong username and password. Okay, so these type of things, how you are going to complete, how you are going to do. Okay, I'll explain this entire. Okay, it's a very simple application. Okay, so here what I'm doing here. See here, this is a label actually. This is label. Okay, so I'll explain the functions later. What functions are written. So this is a label. So label. Okay, and with these 300 text is please enter details below. Okay, just now we seen at the top of that GUI, we seen this message. Please enter the details below. And background color you can use orange. I used orange. You can use some other color, any color, some red color also. For username, I created one label. The label is okay. So username here the window name I given as login form. Okay, so here this is nothing but a login screen. Login screen. Previously, what I used, I written window WIN is equals to TK. I written WIN. Instead of WIN, what I'm using some name. Login screen is equals to TK. So I am giving some title for my window. What is the title? Login form. If you observe here, okay. So if you observe here, just you compare this output with. Okay, so now you see this output with. Yeah. Okay, so login form is the title. I given the title for this window. Login screen means here window only. The window name I given. The title I given for this login screen is login form is the title. Next I given some geometry. Geometry is 300 across 250. It's 300 cross 250, the size of the window. Next, I'm taking some labels. Okay, username label. There is a star. I written star here also. That's why we got star here. If you observe here, there is a star. Username star, password star. These are labels. Entry means already we know it is a text box. So I'm taking this entry. Okay, so you can use a grid also, but here I'm using coordinate system. Coordinate system means just I'm taking in the form of x and y axis. Okay, so x axis I'm taking some 20, y axis 40. You know x and y axis, right? So x axis 20, y axis 40 means x will be 20 and y will be 40. Okay, and x value 90, y value 42. Instead of this dot place, you can write dot grid, row equals to 0, column is equals to 0, dot grid, row is equals to 0, column is equals to 1, dot grid, next line. Okay, if you want, you can write row equals to 1, column is equals to 0. You can write anything. Without using grid also you can do, but for proper alignment, you can use either grid method or coordinate method. Okay, so now what I am doing here, so I am going to use one button. The button name is login. This is button name, and in this button what I am doing, I am calling a function. What's the function I am calling? If you want to call any function, you are going to use this command. What is command? Command is equals to login. What is this login? Login is a function I written here. Login function I written here. This is the function I am calling. When I am calling this login function, when you clicked on button, when you clicked on button. If you observe here, I written this for command. Command is equals to login. So when I clicked on this button, what's the button? Login button. I am calling this login function. Okay. What that login function is doing, you see here. Login function is getting the information of username and password. What is this username and password? Username is nothing but dot get means it is taking value from username text box. This is password text box. So dot get is nothing but getting value from username text box, getting value from password text box. I am storing this value in username variable. I am storing this value in password variable. So now I got username value and password value. Just I am going to check whether they are empty. Empty means empty quotes. Okay. So what is the meaning of this? Username is equals to empty or password is equals to empty. So if they are empty, just I am getting this message. Fill the empty fields. Already we got it. Okay. For example, if username is equals to, for example, if I given this abcd@gmail.com and password is abc123, I'll give this. Okay. So what is the username? abcd@gmail.com. Username and password is abc123. If I given this, then what I'll get, I'm going to get message login success. Okay, I got the message login success. If you are given some other values, then what will get? If I given some other values, then you will get wrong username and password. If you are getting wrong username or password, I hope you people are getting right. Are you getting? Please respond in the chat box. Are you getting or not? Okay. Right. Okay. So this is nothing but a simple form with the validation. What is validation? Validation means simply just I am calling a function when I am clicking on button. Without writing this command is equals to login also you can do. But what will happen? It's a normal form. It doesn't give any error even though if you don't enter anything in the text box. Here it is giving message, please fill the fields or your username or password is incorrect. Okay, login success. How we are getting these messages? We are getting these messages because we are calling some function called login in this button command. In this button command. Command means just calling a function when you click on this login button. Understood now? I hope it is clear, right? Okay, yeah. So this is simple application. It's not a project. Actually, it's a simple application. Okay, so now I'll show you some more projects. So this is a simple application. This is a simple mini project. This is a project. Okay, but for doing this, you need some advanced Python knowledge also. Here I am using object-oriented Python. This is actually it's relating to object-oriented. So I'll display only the projects which can be done using pure core Python. Okay, I don't want to show you the projects which are can be done using advanced Python. I'm going to display only the projects which can be done using pure core Python. Okay, this is a simple project. Okay, it is actually a college management system where we have student profile, we have fees report, we have library. So all these are labels only. These are buttons. This is a label. This is a button. This is a label. This is a button. This is a library system. This is a button. Mark sheet. This is a button. I want to view student profile. Okay. So this is, if you observe here, this is a label and this is a button. Name, father name, mother name, address, mobile number, email address, date of birth, gender, all these are you can enter. Okay. You can enter, for example, name A, B, C, D, E. I'm giving some other random names, X, Y, Z. Mother name, some A, B, C, and address Hyderabad. Mobile number, I'm giving some number. Email address, I'm giving some okay, some random address. Date of birth, I'm giving some date of birth. And gender, I'm giving some gender. Okay. So once I given this, just I'm clicking on save. Okay. If you observe here, the details are appeared here. Whatever the details I given, the details are saved here, right? If you want to display means entire details will be displayed. Okay. So this is the last record what I entered. Before this record, we have some other records also there. So this is nothing but okay. So other record. If I want to modify this record, okay, so I can enter something here. I can enter some Vijayawada, okay, and I can click on update. Okay, so now if you observe here, it is updated to Vijayawada. Previously it is Hyderabad, it is updated. Okay, similarly reset means everything will be cleared. Reset means all the text boxes will be cleared. Okay, so display means all the details will be displayed, all the student details. Save means after giving username, after giving student data, if you click on save, then the details will be saved here. This is a simple GUI based application only. Okay. This is nothing but just now I showed you how we are going to get a message box. This is a message box with the yes no options. Ask yes no. Just now I explained. Ask yes no. Okay. So confirm if you want to exit. Okay. Just I'm going to click on yes. That is student profile. One more project. Actually, in this only 4 different projects I combined into a single project. Okay. This is a separate student profile. Now fee report. This is actually fee report. Okay. Receipt number. For example, I am giving some receipt number, student name, and admission number. Okay. So date, it's going to give some today's date. branch CSE semester 2. Okay. So now I want to display the information. So here, if you observe here, this is the information displayed. Okay, 123 is a receipt number, ABC is student name, admission number, okay, and the date, CSE, total amount. This paid amount is null. For example, if you paid something, if you paid some 20,000, okay, if you paid 20,000, then I want to know, okay, how much is left. So if you pay 20,000, how much left? 16,265 left, and I got the receipt also immediately. What is the receipt number? 123. Student name ABC, admission number, this one, date, today's date, branch CSE, semester 2, total number means total amount fee 36,265, paid amount 20,000, balance is this one. So this is the receipt. Automatically it is generated based on your inputs. All are, if you observe here, these all are text boxes only. These all are labels only. And this last row is nothing but save, display, reset, update, search, delete. All these are buttons. Okay. But you are supposed to write some function. When you click on save, what will happen? When you click on display, what will happen? When you click on reset, what will happen? When you click on update, what will happen? When you click on search, what will happen? Okay. So all these things you know. Okay. When you click on receipt, when I click on exit, exit means again I'm going to ask yes no question. I want to go back or no. Okay. Yes. Now I'm in the main page, library system. Okay. So now I'm opening some library project. Okay. So what type of books you want? For example, you want some C++ book. If you click on C++ book, automatically it will display all the details. Book ID, the title of the book, author name, date borrowed. Today you are going to borrow. Date due. Okay. So date due means it is nothing but it's going to give 1 week, 10 days of time. Okay. So you will be given 10 days without any fine. So it's displayed all the details here. Okay. If you want to search for some Python book, so this is the Python book details. So book ID, title of the book, author, edition, year, and on which date you are supposed to borrow, and on which date you are supposed to return, and how many days you are getting without any fine. I hope all of you are getting right. So these are the different types of projects you can develop. You should come with some idea, like I showed you some projects, student management system, fees management system, or you can have library management system, or you may come up with some employee management system where you can design some you can take some inputs and you can design some interface. You can design some graphical user interface with the help of all the widgets. Internally you are supposed to write the logic. Okay. So what is the logic you are supposed to write? If you click on, for example, I clicked on some receipt button, then what it is giving? I paid 20,000, total fee is 36,000. It's immediately calculating how much, okay, how much is need to be paid, and what is the student admission number, what is student name, what is student branch, everything. Understood? So these type of projects you should think of with the core Python knowledge. Okay. If you know the advanced Python, you can do a lot of things, but the knowledge whatever you have so far, with this knowledge also you can do some small projects. Now I'll go to this mark sheet. I want to view some mark sheet. Enter roll number. Okay. So for example, I want to enter some 100, roll number 100. So there are no student details with the roll number 100. So that's why what I'm going to do, I'm going for some other. I want to create some student first of all. So here, name, I'm giving some ABCD student name, roll number 501. Father name, something XYZ, mother name, something, date of birth, some 10/1/2000, gender male, school name, for example, Delhi Public School. Delhi Public School email ID abcd@gmail.com. Marks obtained. Okay. In mathematics, marks obtained is, for example, 50. Okay. Physics obtained marks are 60. Chemistry 70. Programming, for example, 60. English 60. Grand total. Okay. So total marks are 100, and you obtain these marks. Okay. So here compute. When I click on compute, then automatically it is going to calculate all the values. Grand total 300, it is computed. I am not entered the total. And percentage also it's going to calculate 60. And the division is second division. CGPA, it's going to give the CGPA, and result is pass. Okay, and grade is E. So this is a nice application where in the simple in the simple way I did it. Actually, these are 4 different projects. Okay, one is library management system, one is fee management system, one is student details, and one more is student marks management system, student result management system. These are actually 4 different projects. So if you want to do in a separate project, you can do it. I'll share this code. I'll share this source code. All the programs, whatever I written for this. Okay, you have a look. Okay, at least you try with some at least one project you start with. Okay, maybe you can start by seeing that project. Okay, you start writing by seeing only, because at a time you may not get all the things. Okay, in an efficient way like this. Okay, so that's why you try to develop it at least one project by your own, by taking some inputs, by taking some requirements. Okay, any doubts? Please let me. How it will compute? How it will compute means I can write a function. Compute is nothing but what? It is a button. When I click on that button, I'll call a function def calculate or def cal. My function is going to calculate individual marks. Okay, I can calculate sum is equals to, okay, m1 plus m2 plus m3 plus m4 plus m5 plus m6. I'll calculate sum of all the subject marks, and I'll display that in a text box. Which operations means all arithmetical operations only for calculating marks. Are you getting? Any doubts? Any doubts? At least you are getting an idea what is meant by project. Okay. But mobile application also you can, but it's going to it involves lot of coding. Okay, because if I'll show you how much actually I did this for almost 15 days. All these projects I did by, okay, for 2 hours 3 hours per day, and 15 to 20 days I worked it. I'll show you how much code are written for this. Okay, so this is a project just now I showed you, college management system. In this college management system, so this is a student project. Okay, and this is the entire menu, and this is a mark sheet, last project, and this is library project, and this is a fees project. Okay, so total you have 13 files are there. So for the entire 4 projects. So if you return only these 2 college fee, these two, for example, then that will be the program for fees. Okay, fees management, and these two files will be for library, and these two will be for marks. Okay, so these two will be for marks, and this will be for student management. So like that, you need to write so many files. Okay, for each and every file, I'll show you one program so that you can understand how many lines that is there. Okay, so for example, I'm opening this mark sheet. Okay, so mark sheet. So this is a mark sheet. Okay, so just I'm using this module I created. I am calling that module here. You know what is meant by module? Already I told you, module is nothing but I'm trying to utilize some functions written in this module. Okay, this is another module. I'm importing that module here. Okay, next I created some window. The window title is mark sheet. The
screen is not visible.
Okay, so is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Can anyone respond in the chat?
Yes,
is it
sir.
visible now? Okay, right. Okay, so this is actually, I think you know the concept of module, right? Module is nothing but what? Collection of functions. Okay, I am trying to use one module. What is the module name? The module name is Marksheet backend. Backend means it is one more program. Just I am using some of the functions defined in that module. Okay, in this, like I told you, module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4. We written 4 modules, and we imported module 1, module 2 in module 3. For that, what I written? Import mod 1, import mod 2. What is the meaning of import mod 1, import mod 2? In mod 1, I have some functions. In mod 2, I have some functions. Okay, that functions I don't need to rewrite again. In this, I don't need to rewrite again. Simply, I'll call it. So for that, I'm going to import this this entire module. Module is nothing but it's simply a program, Python program only. Okay, and message box. Okay, all these things are. I'm going to I'll display some messages. For that purpose, I'm using. Somebody asked me how you are calculating, how you are getting the competition after giving individual marks. Okay, so how I'm getting means I'm going to read the text box values where you are given marks. I given marks like mathematics marks, programming marks, English marks. All these marks are given in text box, right? So if you are written text box name dot get is the function to get its value. So if I return roll dot get, I'll get the roll number what you entered in the text box. If I return name dot get, I'll get the name what you entered in the name text box. If I return school dot get, I'll get the school name what you entered in the text box for the school. Email address dot get. Email address is nothing but text box name. Get is the function to get its value. Okay. So once we got all these functions, just I'm going to display something like whether you are passed in first class or whether you passed in second class. So how I am going to display? By using elif. So this is nothing but if I am comparing the marks with, okay, whether you are giving some other value. Okay, if you are given any value more than 100, simply what I'll do, I'll give some message. Okay. So whether you are given correct marks or not, because marks are maximum 100 only. So that's why I am going to ask the user whether you are given correct marks or not. And based on your values, this is the logic for computation. Number 1 plus number 2 plus number 3 plus number 4 plus number 5. where number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 are 5 different subject marks. Okay, so I'm going to compute the sum. Total are 5 subjects. That's why I written by 500 into. I'm converting that into percentage. If it is less than 40%, then I'm displaying grade G. Okay, so this is very simple ELIF statement. Already you know what is ELIF, right? Comparing first condition, if it is not satisfied, I'll go to second condition. If it is not satisfied, I'll go to third condition. If all the conditions are failed, I'll go to execute lost else block. In that way, you are going to, first you should gather the requirements, what you are planning for, what application you are planning for. My application is here displaying student result. So that's why what are my requirements? I need to ask the marks of a student. Once I got the marks, then what I'll do? I'll compute the total. I'll compute the average. Once I got the average, what I'll do? I'll compare that average with the range. Like if it is greater than 90, I can say you're excellent, or your grade is low, or you are got a distinction. So that is the student result management system. Like similarly, you can think of that type of projects. You may take of some employee management system. Okay, where you can take some employee details. Okay, you can add some new employee. You can calculate salary. For example, you can take attendance of an employee. Based on attendance of employee, you can calculate the salary, how much salary you will get per month. You can take basic salary, you can take HRA, you can take DA. Finally, you complete the total salary, the net salary of an employee. So that's all depends on your requirements, what application you are thinking of. You can take any real-time problem and you can implement it. But as I said, in core Python, you will have some limitations. You are not using any database. So that is one of the limitation. So you are supposed to think the projects in such a way that mostly you are supposed to do everything from the front end only. Here there is no back end, there is no database. Database you will get, okay, in advanced Python. So that's why you think of at least the interface, GUI related applications, whether it may be student application, whether it may be employee application, whether it may be some other application like some other management, like project management, or some okay, any type of application you can take. In your college also, you will find so many places where the computation is required. Okay, for example, you are having a business, jewelry business you have. Okay, so in jewelry business, what your father is doing, he is not using any computer. In general, he is using a notebook, and he is writing the customers who are coming to your shop, he is writing only on a notebook. Okay, then what you are thinking? You are thinking like, why can't I replace this paper and pen with some application? Then you can create some application. You can do some small project for that jewelry management system, where you can create some GUI application. You can ask all the customer details, you can fill it. Okay, and you can store it in a file. Already you know files concept. You can write all the details to a file. That is file write operation. So these type of ideas you are supposed to think, and you can implement. You come with some ideas. You think if it, you'll think you'll get some ideas. If you don't get any idea, I'll give you some ideas. You can work on it, right? Okay. So yeah, I'll share these documents for your reference after this class. Okay. So please go through it at least. Okay, don't go with all the projects at a time. I showed you 4 different projects. Okay. So I'll share only one project, like student management. So just you go through that project, that files. If you have any doubts, we'll see. If possible, if there is any time, maybe you'll get some more time on Sunday. Okay, on Sunday you go for implementation. But today what you will do is just to have a glance what is requirement. Okay, you write it down on a paper. What is requirement? For that, what we are doing, how we are supposed to implement the requirement, how we are going to achieve that. So that is important. Okay, so I'll stop here.